9 out of the 10 business owners, they fail. And that is not because of the business, but because of the business owner. It is because they are too short-sighted. They are they came into entrepreneurship with the intention of, oh, I wanted to get rich quick. But that is often not how it works. Like the most people, they think in weeks or in months. But when you look at the billionaires, for example, they don't even think in years. They think in decades. They are really good at thinking about the second order consequences. And now what is that? Let me explain. So for every action, for everything that you do, there are upsides and there are downsides. For every action, basically. And this is the time. So when you're taking an action, and you might see some quick results out of it, right? Because a lot of people, they overpromise and they charge like a lot of money, for example. And sure, like if you lie about your proof or whatever, or basically like lying is also like presenting yourself better than you actually are. And if you do that, then of course you might see some quick wins because more people will buy from you. But eventually, what starts to happen after this? You've made some quick money, sure, but if you're not actually able to deliver on your promise and you get a bad word of mouth effect because you're literally like scamming people, then what happens is it starts to go down. So while the first effect of you actually like choosing the easy way, choosing the fast way, looking for shortcuts, trying to become rich quick, while it might help in the short term, in the long term you might end up far worse than where you actually want to be. Now let's compare that to another example by just putting in the action, like being honest, being upfront, actually try to do it in a good way. Maybe because what happens for me is the first 15 months of actually trying to be like to make money as an educational creator, I didn't get anything because I didn't have proof, I didn't have very valuable skills, and I wasn't going to charge high ticket for when I didn't fully believe that I was actually getting the results. So I had to spend a lot of time and energy sacrificing all of my bad habits and spending so much time on my business while working a 9 to 5. It was beginner's hell. It was horrible. I didn't enjoy it. Like I was constantly overwhelmed, burning out. I had constant doubts and fears. So the first 15 months were horrible. So there was a lot of downside because my life was worse. Because yeah, like my life would be better if I just did my 9 to 5 alone, and like for example, then when I got home, when I was playing video games or when I was going out with friends, then my life would have gone better in the short term. But what starts to happen, like after a year of building, of like suffering, of being in this beginner's hell, things started to become better. And now it goes like this, right? So I sacrificed basically the the early terms, and a lot of people, they didn't understand what I was doing. Like my colleagues, for example, I was telling them what I am doing after my 9 to 5, and that I wasn't going to parties anymore. Although I enjoyed parties, I wasn't doing them anymore. My life had a lot of downsides, and the people didn't understand. Like, why are you doing that? It doesn't make sense. But now it finally, I'm just starting to go like a bit here or maybe a bit here. Like I'm getting decent results out of it, and I know that if I keep going like that, eventually I will go through here. So this is important to realize with literally everything that you do. A decision, it might be comfortable, it might be easy at the start, but look at the second order consequences. Like think ahead. What will happen if I do this? Like in the span amount of time, like will my future become better as well? Right? So, and let me explain by the following as well. Okay, so this, some of you might have seen this graph already, but it is so unbelievably true. Like there are different ways. So first, let me first draw it really quickly. And then there's this. So in the green scenario, right, when you're just climbing up the wall, climbing up the rock, for example, first you are this. Okay, so the green is the hard decision. The green is the decision. This is the hard decision. Right here is the easy decision. I don't know how you write decision, but you get the point. So when you are first starting on your journey, then, or first like with your life, for example, you are seeing those two things. You can see this and this. You can see too far ahead of the future, because most people, they think about, oh, if I do this, then this will get this effect. They don't think ahead. They don't do the second order consequences. So they think about, oh, like, yeah, sure, I can climb up this wall, but I can also like go down here, and this is way easier. Like I can slide, I have a lot of fun, for example. But what will start to happen is once you are here, when you make the hard decisions, that will lead to an easy life. And if you make the easy decision, then you will be here, somewhere around here, like trying to get up there. But this is a hard life. Try to get out of this scenario, right? So with everything that you do, and this is why it is so paradoxical, because every time that I was in the most amount of pain, suffering, discomfort, confusion, looking back, those were the periods where I actually saw the most amount of progression, where I saw the most amount of growth. The time that I made the hard decisions led to an easier life later. Like I'm still very young, but like you can imagine, like if you make like hard decisions from when you are very young, then eventually you'll have an easier life. But if you party here and you do all of these things, like maybe you scam people, you try to get rich quick, you try to look for shortcuts, sure, it might give you like some short-term gains, some short-term money, but try to get out of this. Like it doesn't work. And that is why it is so paradoxical, because hard decisions lead to an easy life, an easy decision lead to a hard life. You can't have easy decisions and an easy life, nor can you have hard decisions and a hard life. It doesn't work like that. Like you can't have it all. Life is about trade-offs. So basically, like, yeah, you have to make sacrifices, because in order to have, you, like I said, you can't have it all. You need to make sacrifices if you want something. If you want a good, fulfilling life later, then you have to sacrifice short-term pleasure and comfort right now.